the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Listen up, friends. This is Alex Jones with key information. The mainstream media is now admitting that we're going into a depression. Don't be dependent on the government for you and your family. You need to get your own supply of high-quality storable foods from efoodsdirect.com. They're the best company out there, the longest continually operating, with a ton of great food to choose from. It's all fresh and made on a monthly basis, not some old cruddy food they're selling you like some of the other guys. Try their new evacuation pack, a 2-week supply of delicious, easy-to-fix food. It comes with all the equipment you need to prepare it. With open talk of a strike on Iran in the next 3 months, the crisis in the Gulf, and possible evacuations, get yourself and your family ready today. The place to go is efoodsdirect.com. Go to their website online right now, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or call 800-409-5633. Again, on the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or give them a call at 800-409-5633. Alex Jones here with urgent information concerning trendsresearch.com. The Trends Journal distills the voluminous ongoing research of the Trends Research Institute into a concise, readily accessible form. By tracking 300 separately defined domestic and international trends, the Trends Journal establishes the connections that others fail to see or misinterpret. Gerald Salente's Trends Journal allows you to anticipate change, recognize the implications, and take protective strategies. Individual readers from every walk of life can put the Trends Journal Trends Forecast and Trends Analysis to practical use. Extra information to keep you well informed throughout the year. When any current event of major social, economic, or political significance occurs, Trends Journal notifies its subscribers of their implications. When you subscribe to the Trends Journal, you'll also receive Trends Alerts. Visit trendsresearch.com today. That's trendsresearch.com. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. This information is too important to wait.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at prisonplanet.tv.
I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Thomas Jefferson. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
You'll notice that when I start talking about the North American Union, I start talking faster and faster. I start stammering. It's one of the few subjects that at just a primitive level I get angry about, because I've read the UN documents, the CFR documents, watched the C-SPAN press conferences where they admit it all, read their reports, read all the stuff that Judicial Watch sued to get. The fact that they could keep it secret, treaties they've signed, and then we get the treaties, and it says in the first line of the meeting, we've got to keep this secret, we've got to have integration by stealth, and to know this is their plan, and then some of them don't care, like Vicente Fox. He's like, yes, we're integrating North American Union, and other globalists admit it, and then to have them go on the news and make fun of us, even make fun of Lou Dobbs, ran him out of his highly rated job. His house got shot up because he's reporting the truth. And to read in the SPP where they said we'll use crises, economic, flu, biological, huge flows of migrants, to know the UN on record in the last 30 years ran the indigenous populations off their land all over Central and South America, but also in Mexico, forcing them up here, then using them as a weapon to drive down wages, the giant sucking sound that Ross Perot talked about. This is treason. Obama becoming the first head of the UN Security Council as a sitting president. It's treason. Let me read you the subsection. Article 1, Section 9 of the U.S. Constitution. By seating himself at the head of the United Nations Security Council, thus becoming the first U.S. president to chair the world body. And when he was there, they had Kissinger and all these other globalists, George Shultz, and Obama was thanking them, and they were in rapture at the precedent they were setting. See, they're building a global government where they write the rules, where they're immune from taxes, regulations, but they write the regulations on you, and your government takes that money and pays it to them. That's why when I saw the new film, trying to find it here in my stack, United We Fall, just a few weeks ago before we posted it on pacman.pt.vu, I was like, everybody has got to see this film. Now, let me ask you, Dan, and if you're not for it, that's fine. I should have asked you off air, but I'll just ask it here on air. You may have to ask your partner. I know you gave it to us to post on pacman.pt.vu graciously because you wanted our members to see it. Where do you guys stand on people not selling it because you need to keep your copyright? We've discovered that ourselves because if you just say do whatever you want, people then try to take it away from you. But where do you stand on viewing parties or people making copies to give their friends and family? Where do you stand on that? Because United We Fall needs to be a big hit.
We absolutely fully encourage that, Alex. We would, in fact, ask people to do just that. Burn copies of it in high quality and give them out to your friends, family members, total strangers. That is absolutely key to getting this information out there because awareness is key at this time. So when you do get the DVD, you not only get the film, but we went all out on this DVD, Alex. We have over 2 hours of extras. We have deleted scenes. We have a lot of special features, stuff we just simply couldn't put in the film, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. We have a behind-the-music featurette. I wrote and played all the music and all the sounds that you hear in the film. So Brian made a little special feature on that. We also did a director-producer commentary. So when you get the DVD, you also get a lot of extra stuff. And then, of course, we fully encourage people to make copies, hand them out for free, because getting this information out there is absolutely key at this point.
Well, that's the mark of a true patriot, and we just salute you and your multi-talented gifts that you have bringing together this film, United We Fall, 3 nations, 2 sides, 1 union, a first-rate bombshell weapon against the enemy. You can download it, burn copies at prisonplanet.tv, get the DVD at Infowars.com, get it out to everyone. We have it discounted. When you buy 2 copies, you get 3 of my films free. Infowars.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Now, I want to play the 3-minute trailer on air for the radio and TV viewers today, Dan, but I also want to have time to get to some calls. But briefly, you also in the film have the video in full living color of citizens catching police provocateuring, and since then they've been caught in other cities in the U.S. and in Europe red-handed, another form of false flag terror to frame people that try to protest, so they have a pretext to then snatch and grab citizens and bring in private contractors like we saw at the G20 a few months ago in Toronto.
Absolutely, Alex. This is becoming their modus operandi. When they want to shut down a legitimate protest, a lot of the times they will provide the excuse to do so. And just like we saw in Montebello, Quebec back in 2007, I was there, and we documented in my previous film, The Nation's Deathbed, where you do see 3 undercover police officers who are dressed looking kind of like the Black Bloc, wearing the black, wearing the bandanas, and they had rocks in their hands in an attempt to incite violence. The Quebec police did, in fact, admit to it and said, yes, these are our officers, and they were simply performing their duties. So they are admitting that this is a common tactic that they are using. So now, just recently with the G8 and the G20 coming to Toronto, there are a lot of very, very, very questionable things that happen there, and we are actually working on a new film about the police and about what took place here in Toronto. We are doing a lot of interviews. We have captured a lot of footage from that event, and we want to get to the bottom of what happened here, because it was an absolute travesty. I'm sure A lot of people may have seen some YouTube videos or seen clips on the news of what happened here. So we are currently working very hard on a new film to get that information out there as well, Alex.
And notice it was the same thing that we saw in Pittsburgh. People in police uniforms, people in military uniforms, people in plain clothes, pulling up, grabbing citizens for no reason, throwing them in unmarked cars. Same thing happened in Toronto. This is a global management, and they always do it in front of news cameras to send the message, hey, we snatch and grab. And they snatch and grabbed Rob Dew and took him to a military facility where hundreds of other people were getting off trucks with bags on their heads like they were Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going on all over the place. Of course, as you know, Charlie Veach was here in Toronto helping me cover it, and they snatched him up right away. His first day here, he ended up spending 21 hours in the holding facility and just went through a horrendous ordeal there. There's certainly an attack on this information because they know it is key. They know we are having an effect, and they're trying to shut it down at every step of the way.
And he was out there being absurd, saying all sorts of absurd things and saying, yes, I'm a secret police officer with the Love Police. And last time I heard, they charged him with impersonating an officer when it's clearly a joke. Where has that gone?
Well, there was a court case just a few days ago. We went down to cover it. There was about 300 people who had to show up at court on the same day to face their charges. I believe in Charlie's case, the Public Works Protection Act failing to show ID charge has been dropped. But they are not going to drop the impersonating a police officer charge. So his lawyer here in Canada is going to have to be fighting that for him. And it's just ridiculous. Anybody who sees the footage, if you watch the videos, you will see he is very, very clearly joking. That's all part of Charlie's style of activism, is bringing humor to this movement.
And by the way, they arrested him for not giving him the ID. Then they released him, and they later charged him basically in absentia when he went back to England.
Yeah, well, basically, they saw our video that we posted to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Weaving Spider, and they saw that there and said, aha, we got him. We can now get him again and try to stifle his efforts. So he's obviously going to be a big part of our new film because he spent the whole weekend with us there. So yeah, we're going to work hard to bring that to people.
Amazing. Let's play the trailer and then go right to calls. Here is the trailer for the amazing film, United We Fall, available at prisonplanet.tv and on DVD at Infowars.com. Here it is.
Our economies now are very integrated. Our societies are growing increasingly integrated. What's needed now is a North American idea for all three. An idea that not only defines our shared history, but a shared destiny.
Will there be a North American Union? Do you believe there will be a North American Union?
I would hope so.
It is the merger of the United States, Mexico, and Canada into one super country.
I had the idea, the inspiration to call it the Amero.
The Amero is the proposed new currency for the North American community.
That sounds an awful lot like a North American Union to me.
Canadians are saying no to the North American Union and yes to Canada's sovereignty.
I find it amusing when people put sovereignty as in a kind of crystal jar and say, well, this is the ultimate.
Canadians, Americans, and Mexicans will lose their sovereignty.
The Europeans have thrown sovereignty out the window.
Maybe national sovereignty is not such a good thing.
To understand what's happening, we should look at what has occurred under the Security and Prosperity Partnership.
These three guys are cops, everybody!
It was implemented in a manner that closed it off to public scrutiny. And the only people who were invited into the room were the largest CEOs of the largest businesses in the three countries.
Our country is being defined and shaped by corporations. It's not going to stop with the North American Union. It's going to be one further step along the road to one world government.
We need a world of shared global rules, founded on shared global values.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
New world order, one world government.
One world government?
Right now, There's a war on for your mind.
We are losing our nation before our very eyes. People are slowly beginning to wake up to the fact that